What's good, YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming at you guys with a brand new video. I'm joined today by Boom Pregnant Gaming, Torjanp, and everyone's favourite Rescue Cat Duelist. Today we're going to be discussing the new Forbidden and Limited lists. Everyone say hello to the YouTube viewers.
No.
That was never going to be very regimented, was it?
Hello.
Just to give you a bit of a background, this is going to be a little bit of a casual chat just about the list. I know we're a little late, but at least now we've had a couple of days to let the format kind of move forward. Some people have come forward with their ideas on how things are going to change. For experience, of course, you know my repertoire. Some of you guys will be fairly familiar with Rescue Cat Duelist. Boom Pregnant and Torjanp are two of my good friends who kind of play this game casually, but do indulge some of my competitive discussions. But I thought it'd be nice to have a casual opinion as well as a kind of competitive player discussion in this.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just we're gonna keep this quite unregimented because we all agreed this was just gonna be a bit of a casual discussion. So
I mean, we'd probably be having it anyway. So
yeah. We figured
it.
why not record it? We're just gonna dive into the list now. So to start off with, what do you guys think about the first hit to Magispector Unicorn Kirin?
Was that the first hit?
That is the.
It was limited.
It's the first hit on the list. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you
if
meant it
we're
went
going
from
in list
3 to
order
banned.
from banned through to unlimited.
It's okay. It's great.
I honestly really hate this card. So I mean, it just didn't. It was like they made a generic. You know when Miss Bird got when everyone said, "Oh, Miss Bird." No, what is it? The Valley one?
Oh, Apex Avian.
Apex Avian, that's the one. I don't know why I said thingy. Yeah, when like everyone was obsessed with Apex Avian's going to be the hot shit in pendulums, but it wasn't just because it wasn't searchable and it was bad. But Kirin was like a generic one almost. It was so good. Yeah, it's so easy to search and summon. I hated it.
Torjan, have you had to suffer through this card in any of your Fire King testing?
Luckily, I was actually out of the game, but I've only heard bad things about it, along with some of the Draco Slayers.
Yeah, it's just compulsory evacuation device on a 2000 attack point body that can't be targeted by card effects or destroyed by card effects.
If it didn't have the second part, maybe, but still, it's too good. It was too good.
It's pretty great. I'm kind of glad it's gone. Like, I played it for the YCS, so of course I have a little bit of love for it. And think it gives pendulums a much needed boost, but at the same time, they're also pendulums.
It was just unkillable.
And pendulums need nothing.
That's why you negated it with Merc.
You literally had to kaiju it. It was the original kaiju bait. Long before the Zodiac Tat.
Yeah. Sam, it would basically just bounce itself whenever it bounced 2 cards on the field essentially, and it would just bounce itself on something else and it would just come back every single time.
And it could also bounce other pendulums.
Sounds painful.
Also, big shout outs to Rescue Cat Duelist for these fantastic graphics. We got bored waiting for all of them, so we've only got like 4.
Hey, the Kirin's a pretty good one. Maybe I'll send you the rest.
Moving on to the next one, the Tyrant Neptune. Because I am in fact the cookie monster in this Discord chat, free cookies to anyone who knows why this is actually banned.
I know. Okay, a card's coming out that it made a burn shenanigan. It was like you burn for all the cards of that archetype you have or something like that.
It's for the level.
It's horrible.
It burns
for the level of the card. That's one. And
it burns for like 6k.
But it gains for how many you have on board, and then you distribute it, and then it's like huge and does loads of burn.
Yeah, you just instant fusion for it and tribute it, and all of a sudden the Tyrant Neptune's 6k and burns for 6k.
It's completely irrelevant at the moment though because it didn't even exist yet. So.
Yeah, but it kind of like looking at it, it kind of needs to go. No one was playing it. Like there's been some Russell Jimmies online like, oh, Konami, stop banning random cards just to fix your other cards, but this is a bit different. It's not like they've banned a card that was integral to other decks.
No one was playing that card anyway.
And I mean, come on, in the manga, the Tyrant Neptune is dank, so I mean, it's good to see one of the planets get banned.
Tyrant Neptune was one of those cards in just obscurity. You would come across it
Like,
and read its effect every now and then.
Yeah.
And you just look at it and think, oh, that's begging to be abused.
like
It's just waiting.
He got his dream.
It's just waiting.
Yeah, to be
It's
fair.
been
like get
overpowered.
released in 2011. That's so far.
Yeah.
That's 6 years ago.
Damn, how the hell is that 6 I don't like thinking about the fact
I
that 2011 was
remember
6
I
years
remember
ago.
buying the tins where this
Yeah.
was reprinted as a super in it.
Well, printed. I think it was the first.
It
one.
was no, I think it was an Ultra Jump promo originally.
Oh, it was. May 2010.
It was one of
jump.
those Randy Jump promos.
To Europe, it was the first print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To all you Americans who don't, well, the one American out there that doesn't know that Europe doesn't get to play jump cards because they're not released in French or German or Spanish or Italian or Portuguese. Let's not forget Portuguese.
Yeah, let's not forget about the Portuguese. They're an endangered species.
For the two of you who don't know, Boom Pregnant is Portuguese. Right, hands up who has played a competitive event in this goddamn format. Oh, just me? I'll just talk about Max C then.
Hey, I know enough to talk about Maxi. I'm pretty sure everyone here can talk about
You forgot about
Maxi.
You skipped one. You skipped an important
Yeah,
card.
Oh, I was looking at Rescue Cat's graphics.
Oh,
I was
yeah, I sent them in the wrong order.
Yeah, let's go back. Yeah, let's look at Rescue Cat's other graphic. God damn, I give you one job. Right, we'll leave the Max C conversation for a minute. Let's also talk about another card I played at YCS Prague because I'm ignorant and shit at this game. Vanity's Emptiness, ladies and gentlemen.
How long have we been waiting for this?
Oh, we've all been waiting for this.
Ever since I played Sylvans and I see emptiness get flipped and immediately scoop. I've been waiting so long.
See, it hasn't affected me so much because all my decks are so bad they don't special summon that much anyway.
Nah, they've definitely been
Vanities,
keeping that
I'm just
chicken in the
like,
grave.
whatever, mate.
That no penguin ain't resin.
Yeah.
When the list came out, I thought, oh, Vanity's banned. It was fine at one, but then today I was playing with my deck. It's like I'm running Vanity still. I'm deck testing for regionals in the weekend, and I noticed that. Oh, okay, Blue Eyes player. Okay, Raigeki, play mech, and set Vanities. Flip up
Mechaba.
Vanities when he tries to do stuff. Fucking nothing. He can't do nothing.
It's such
dead.
an insta-win. And as soon as it got put to one, the one thing I said was, why the hell do they put it to one instead of banning it? Because whoever draws it is going to win.
Yep.
And that is so the case. Like, it should have immediately got banned or been left at 3. Because at least if it's at 3, you're running so many outs because you know it's going to be there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I've just been waiting for it to finally get banned because it just steals too many games.
Like, I had so many situations at Prague where I was like, right, game 2, I go first because obviously I lost game 1 because I'm terrible. And I go, make my board. Flip Emptiness. All right, you can take those 7 kaiju cards you just put in your deck and you can shove them up your ass. My Zodiac board is sticking around.
Oh, delicious.
Like, even just in that kind of modern way of referring to the card, it was pretty good in that manner. All right, now can we move on to Maximum Cockroach?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which it's not a diss. It's, if you look at the artwork, it is a large number of cockroaches.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm pretty sure Cancrelat Max, which is the French name, is probably Maximum Cockroach. I've not looked it up, but...
When I was thinking about, like, I thought Maxi, how do I draw Maxi? And I thought the only way I think of Maxi isn't the like little bugs. I just think of a fucking kitchen cabinet.
Yeah, it's a kitchen cabinet and a television.
This is the most threatening kitchen cabinet of all
Like, I
time.
need to find my copies in my deck now. Where are they? Yeah, it's like it's an old VCR,
Yeah.
a DVD player, a television, and like a chest of drawers.
Yeah.
And
I
a
love
tatami mat, of course, because lol Japan.
Japan.
Yeah, I think we can all safely say this card should have gone to 0. I don't understand why it's gone to 1 because
It's the same thing as the emptiness.
Literally.
Isn't it? It's like if you draw it, you win.
I keep citing YCS Prague because it was the most jokes event I've ever been to for Rage. I had an opponent where I played 60 cards, I drew Maxi in every opening hand, and he punched his deck over. I had another friend whose opponent threw his entire Zodiac deck across the room.
What?
What?
Like, and if you go and watch all the deck profiles from that event, literally every single human being has just gone, fuck Maxi in their native language because, you know, Europe. It's literally the most rage-inducing card ever. And now when I draw my one copy in my 60 card deck, I'm now going to be subject to even more verbal abuse.
How many times did you use it in a duel against that one guy?
I resolved the effect of Maxi 3 times against someone because lol Augusta Emerald.
I'm just gonna miss.
This is another one that
out.
Torjan really won't hate because, I mean, hey, they can only draw one card off of no penguin. And they can only draw one card off of Garunix coming out of the graveyard.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
I just liked taking the Maxi challenge and just be like, okay, Gusto OTK, do you have an out? Do you have a effect feeler?
It's so stupid that Maxi was so relevant that people were actually running that what's the Beast Warrior, the loop, to put people out of their entire deck.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Oh, the Manticore of Darkness loop.
Yeah, Manticore of Darkness. The fact that that was actually a thing that got put in a deck that got played at a YCS, like more than one person.
Top 16 to YCS.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Ooh.
Yeah, Maxi is such a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's such a great card, isn't it?
Awful.
I should probably point out for all these jokes I'm making, by the way, I went to a local Legend Duel series last year, which is basically a UK version of a UDS, and Torjanp was my one loss in Swiss.
Hey.
With Fire Kings. What was I playing? Like, BA?
It wasn't just Fire Kings, right? It was like the worst version of Fire Kings you've ever
was
seen.
awful.
I run a huge amount of cloggy ass continuous spell cards.
He was
for the
playing one
precise
Raigeki
reason-
and one Dark Hole.
Come on toast.
No, I know
Yeah.
you were playing Raigeki. You were just playing 2 Dark Hole because you didn't own a Raigeki.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I was playing the most cloggiest build ever for the sole reason that if you run enough
No!
continuous spell cards, you can summon
That
them
was
on.
it. I remember going through your deck for you. You played one Dark Hole and one MST, and then another Dark Hole and another MST in your side deck because you were afraid to commit to one or the other.
Oh my god! That's so good. The ultimate fear of commitment is so beautiful.
Right, anyway, I digress. We're already at like the 10-minute
That's
mark.
the event that I only lost to you. I think.
So, yeah, your only
Damn,
loss was
Jamie.
me in like top 4.
I hate you.
Right, Rescue Cat Duelist. Do you want to talk about Rescue Cat?
I'm quite sad, to be honest.
Why?
It's at 1, but it's really bad.
It's one and it's completely fair.
It's errata, isn't that nice, is it?
It's really bad. There might be some stupid loop with it or something, but like, it's just so irrelevant because Obedience School as a card. Why would you run Rescue Cat instead? Or even like, it's just bad. It's just not very good.
I should probably say that Rescue Cat Duelist has had a history of playing a raccoon deck, so like she's like the only player on the planet that this card is remotely relevant to, other than Gladbeast players and X-Saber players. Which,
shout out to all those X-Saber players.
Shut up! I was about to say I have the whole thing in max rarity and I'm going to try and make it work.
Oh no!
Don't hate.
Yeah, it's just really pretty tragic. Like, I tried to make it work a while ago. I can't remember when we played some stupid duel, but even like full power Rescue Cat, if you're not playing some sort of loop, is still bad. Believe it or not, like it's just not good enough at the moment.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I was just like, for the people who are watching, I'm just busy staring at the banned section and just having PTSD about El Shaddai Construct still being fucking banned. But yeah, like Rescue Cat, I'm sure there'll be some interesting stuff that comes along. There's the rescue spell that's coming out in Duelist Saga. So I'm kind of glad that there's 3 targets for that now.
I've heard there's some fun that can be played with that, like that can be had like during links.
Yeah.
But I haven't really looked into it yet.
Yeah. Moving on to Brionac, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. This is a card I'm personally quite happy to see come back to 1, even with its errata. I think the errata finally makes it fair.
Can you read the errata, please?
Sorry.
I can't remember the exact errata because I'm not on, I've not got the page open.
Pardon me.
But it's something along the lines of, basically you can discard any number of cards to bounce that number of cards once per turn.
It targets now, though,
your
doesn't
own,
it?
And it's your own cards as well. I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah.
I mean their cards, not your own. I mean,
It has
yeah.
to be your opponent's cards now, does it?
Yeah.
Okay,
think
so there's
so.
no more combos. Let me...
Sam's got the errata in front of him, don't you?
Yeah, you can discard to the graveyard any number of cards and target that many cards in your opponent controls, return them to the hand.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's...
I mean, some Mermail players are gonna like it, I guess, probably.
It's still good in Mermail.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it might be better than Coral Dragon too, yeah?
Shout out to
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization as my source for these erratas, by the way. Link in the link above.
Just like Mistworm now, though, innit? It's Mistworm, fam.
It's just
Target.
Mistworm.
Not even good.
Brain control.
I super love this card.
It's really bad.
Pay 800 life points, target one face-up monster your opponent controls that can be normal summoned or set. Take control of it until the end phase.
True Kings are all that, aren't they?
It's
True Kings are, but the problem
They can,
is,
but-
why would you run this card when you can run mind control anyway? Apart from the
Yeah.
fact that the monsters can attack, I'd much rather be able to take control of a Dryden than not be able to, and be able to take a Rat Pier and attack with it. I mean, I'm talking about Zodiac, which is a deck that got hit. It's not dead at all. It's still going to see some play, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about current format, like right now. Also, we've been interrupting Sam loads. Sam's
I'm sorry,
trying to say
Sam.
Something.
I'm just looking forward to synchro decks.
Yeah, Mind Control is in every synchro deck that I've like ever played.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
True
Brain
Kings
will
are
give you
all
more for that.
the True Kings are all that, and I mean, if you did want to like, you can like Xyz with them all, play some tuners or whatever. I don't really know much about True Kings, but I do know they are tribute summon cards. So
Yeah, but yeah, it could work. I see it.
Might be a
But the
shout.
problem is the True Kings, like you'd have to take the mini kings, as I like to call them, the like warriors instead, because the others are special summoned from hand. I'm pretty sure.
what can they
I
not be?
think
normal?
you can. I think you
Can
can
you?
still special summon
True.
Agni-Mazud and things like that. I haven't got. I can't find my copy that I had
think
now.
so. You can. Yes, you can. That's just the secondary part to the effect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah. It's got that niche, I guess.
Moving through. Sorry to keep us at pace. It's just because I don't want this video to run to be like a half hour. Even
cool.
though I think I'd love that for our actual conversation. How do we feel about Future Fusion? Good old Fufu. Did
Yeah.
anyone experience Future Fusion in 2012, 2011?
No, I know you did.
I
Five-Headed
did.
Dragon.
2012 Nationals, being a rabbit player when the Chaos Dragon structure deck came out shortly before the event, was not the most fun I've ever had in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm happy about the change. I think the change is definitely puts it in a better place rather than being a foolish burial for 5 dragons. Or with Infernoid Tierra being a card, it can be a foolish burial for all of your Infernoids.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure is how it works, unless Tierra specifically says it has to be summoned by imagination, which I'm just going to check.
It like forces your opponent to deal with it. which
Yeah,
is
I
quite
like
good.
it because it gives your opponent a bit more time to respond to it.
Yeah.
I still think the cards... if I played Infernoid, I would more than likely play this card in the deck. Just because, lol, if I get it off, that's unreal.
You can
Yeah,
just
it's
fusion
fine.
summon.
I'll just
You can
send
just
every
fusion Tierra.
single Infernoid in my deck to the graveyard.
You can just straight up fusion summon Tierra.
Yeah, I mean the Tierra comes out. It's cool because this sends the cards at the next standby phase.
Yeah.
And I actually kind of like the interaction as well, wherein it does. I thought originally maybe it'd be warranted for it to reveal on the activation, send on the next turn, and then summon on the turn after that. But the fact that you get to reveal at the next standby phase is cool because it allows you, if you're playing something more rogue like a hero deck or something more fun, it gives you the actual opportunity to vary your summon given the game state that may have changed over the turn that's passed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Imperial Order.
This
Continuous
is
track.
pretty nasty still.
It's essentially I forget what the other Royal Oppression.
You
It's Royal
have to
Oppression
pay.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay now.
You have,
Yeah, whereas before you could just get rid of it on your turn.
Yeah.
But Paleozoics are gonna bum this card. They're gonna love it.
They will love it potentially, but at the same time, yeah, like they'll probably win in the amount of time it'll take them to win to die from this card. But I'm not, like, at the same time, I'm not too sure. All the games I played against Paleozoic have always been the games that have run into multiple turns, so I don't know if Imperial Order is potentially a card that could burn them down.
Don't you have to pay during like both players?
It's also during each player's standby phase.
Is it during
yeah.
each? Oh, I didn't actually know that. Possibly.
Important cool thing to note here, it doesn't negate the activation of spell cards at all. It negates the effects of spell cards.
Yeah.
So important thing, pendulum monsters still work.
Yeah.
If you set a pendulum scale, that you are capable of setting a pendulum scale.
Yeah. I don't know. Something's definitely going to use this. Like at least it's at least going to be sided in some really.
I 100% think it's going to see some play. I think there are definitely some decks that will be able to abuse this.
I didn't know about the either player's turn though. 1400 per like turns is pretty big.
But for no spells, I mean,
for side decking, yeah, it is totally like worth.
Yeah.
But I mean, can Paleozoics get rid of it quite easily?
They have an MST. I'm not sure if the MST can target their own cards.
Yeah, I can't be bothered to look it up right now.
Yeah. Moving on to... I'm trying to find the right tab now. I've got so many open again. Moving on to... Wisdom Eye Magician going to 2.
Oh god, I can't even remember what this does.
Wisdom Eye Magician is the magician that can destroy itself when it's a pendulum scale to replace itself with a different magician if the other scale you have is already a magician.
It could probably be at 3 soon.
Yeah, it with the especially with the upcoming hits to pendulum, what with the way the game mechanic is going to change, I feel like this increase is absolutely fine. I feel like magicians have had their time. It's nice for magicians to get a little bit more strength, especially considering they're getting some more boosts in Maximum Crisis in the next set. So we'll see how that pans out. I'm still kind of too new to the game again to know what the Maximum Crisis magicians do, but for the moment I think this card going to 2 is nice enough. Don't think it's too broken.
I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel like magicians were a good deck in a downtime.
They were.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there wasn't anything else good, so this was default a good deck.
Mm-hmm.
But if this deck was a thing now, I don't think it would really do anything.
No.
Like we have so much better stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's kind of like it's like ABC.
Yeah.
Like that was good because what else was there? You know what I mean? Like nothing's changed about ABC. Nothing's changed about Blue Eyes.
No.
But they're just not good.
All right, let's move on to the big hit of the list. Zodiac Rapier went to 2 on this list.
Anyone want to talk?
Torjan, did you experience Zodiac?
I've experienced this card a couple times, and from what I can tell, it just comes out onto the field, and then 1,000 other cards follow it, usually.
Yeah.
To talk in a refined manner, this card at the moment in the metagame, depending on the list you're playing, is either a it's a 1-card draw 3, put 2 monsters on your board, one of which is a destruction effect in your opponent's turn. Or you can go to draw 4 if you're playing Pure Zoo and you play Thoroughblade, potentially. So this is a card that often facilitates a board of Zodiac Trident, which is a destruction in either player's turn, a Dagusto Emerald, which if you don't destroy is going to net another draw in the next turn, and it usually then facilitates 4 to 5 set back row, which will usually include infamous cards such as Dimensional Barrier and Solemn Strike, all cards renowned for saying you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Now, I would like to know, why is this card at 2 and not 1? Or
I mean,
it's the same thing as it's like what's this called? I interrupted you and I can't even remember the name of the card. The level 4
Reborn Tengu?
Yeah, Reborn Tengu. It's the same thing. It
Right.
it summons copies of itself, so for it to be at 2 is like really big.
The whole thing about the Rapier combo is that you proceed through the Zodiac Xyz monsters using the effect of Rapier the effect that Rapier grants them as while it's an Xyz material. It summons more copies of Rapier from the deck. So you'll go into one Xyz monster, detach a spare material to someone, run Rapier, you overlay that one into the next one up because they can all overlay over themselves because it's broken. And you summon another Rapier from the deck. So the thing is, you need all 3 Rapiers in play to make that combo viable. Of course,
Right.
there only being one Rapier in the deck to summon now makes it a whole lot worse. But a lot of people have been compensating for that by simply playing an additional normal summon monster. Some people have been playing Photon Thrashers and Kagato Kages. So the deck's probably more than likely still going to see a bit of play. I think the actual play is still quite broken. Like opening with a Trident and an Emerald costing you 2 cards instead of 1 is still pretty unreasonable.
Can I talk about the Mermail game I just had?
Yeah,
where-
yeah. You had an interesting game against Mermail, didn't you?
Yeah, like this guy didn't normal summon until like I don't know, it was like 10 minutes into the game or something like that. Something stupid like that. So he starts off with like Speedroid, you know, the Terratop, Tatin board.
Yeah.
Then just like does your normal zoo play. And then all of a sudden he just whips out the Mermail engine and like 1-for-1 special summons like Neptibus and just cycles even more. And just, I'm there like, what do I do? Like if I
Yeah.
Regeki this, like I can Regeki this board, but he's gonna get stuff back and wipe my board. Like, oh, it was so horrible.
Yeah, like personally, I think, yeah, Rapier kind of sucks, but honestly, the card that gets me the most about Zodiac is Trident, because the monsters, except for Trident, aren't that good, and none of them are like worth going into as like your final guy. But then they were just like, what's the point if you can't then have like a Regeki break or something, like once per turn? It's like, it's so, like, I think Trident honestly was my pet peeve card, because yeah, like having plus whatever sucks, but if one of the monsters you're making is bad anyway, kind of more fair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you end up with an Emerald and if there was no Trident, a pretty much dead guy. But like the Broad Ball Search I really, really like, so I think that's all fine.
Yeah, I think Broad Ball's a
I just
healthy
think
card to have.
Trident's I think, and it also just makes some really fun plays, like the adding the Beast Warrior.
Yeah,
It's made
yeah.
some really fun stuff viable and some really wacky decks. But Trident is just so unnecessary.
Yeah, completely. How do we feel about Interrupted Kaiju Slumber going to 2?
I think it's a card that should have gone either to 1 or banned or at 3, because
See-
at 2 it's like Maxi back when they put Maxi to 2. People are just going to play it at 2. You're just opening up space.
Yeah, I've only noticed people playing 2 anyway.
That was the case previously, I must admit. I think this card is a child of its own format. I feel like the popularity of Kaiju Slumber has been dictated by the amount of boards we've needed to clear. It's been a much more rewarding form of Dark Hole in that it often leaves us with a 3,300 attack point monster. And it wasn't that popular before the likes of the Burning Abyss format of kind of November time, Burning Abyss Metal Foe. What was the other deck? I can't even remember it. ABCs and things like that.
ABC, yeah.
So I feel like it's a child of formats that dictate board removal being very important. Because we've got to remember, it was out for a fair while before it saw actual kind of consistent play.
Yeah.
Let me find out what set that came out in, because it was quite old. Like Breakers of Shadow. When did Breakers of Shadow come out? Let me have a look at that. February 13th, 2016. Oh no, wait, that was South Korea. My bad.
Okay.
I should have read the entire January 15th, 2016, even earlier. So like we've had this card for just over a year. and it didn't see a hit. But I feel like it's probably going to be a card that comes back to sting us later on, if it doesn't get a hit. So I can agree with the hit. Last but not least on the list, we had a change to Sangan. Sangan going to 3.
This, I saw this and I immediately thought, yeah, burning abyss. And then I thought about it about 5 seconds later and realized, that's a terrible idea. Because it's basically Scum but terrible. Because it's actively, it doesn't combo with anything really.
No.
It destroys all your burning abyss when it's on the field. It has to be normal summoned. It can't be special summoned except with like Tour Guide from the deck.
Which is conveniently a 1.
Yeah, and like Scum, you only get the card really at the end of your next turn anyway.
Is that how much they lasted it?
The effect of Sangan can only be used once per turn. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add 1 monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. If you add a monster to your hand with this effect, you cannot activate the effects of monsters with the same name during that turn.
That's pretty trash, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's not even good at Burning Abyss, which is probably one of the only decks that could really use it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the rescue decks can play it because it makes you much more able to search your rescue rats, rescue rabbits, rescue cats.
And Saul plays Sangan Exodia.
It is the king of slow.
Like,
That's a good
and that's coming from Sam.
even if it wasn't once per turn, it's still not good.
No.
It's just not.
Moving into the last thing that I wanted to talk about on the list. What cards are you disappointed to have not seen a change in, if any?
Can I say the number 1?
I'll go for it.
Terra Top, where are you?
Yeah.
Why aren't you on the list? How did you avoid it? It's not even like they've got anything new coming out for Speedroids. They just straight up didn't hit it.
No.
Mate,
So Torjan and Master Boom. Did you guys have anything that you were silently hoping for coming back?
coming back, oh.
Yeah, like I want to talk about coming back. That's my favorite.
I want a lot of the banned cards that you kind of wonder why they're still banned.
Okay.
Yeah, I want Chaos Dragon. I want Chaos Emperor Dragon.
With
the end.
with the errata, because it has had an errata, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did. Why is it?
We still haven't gotten a print for it, have we?
We have not had a print for it. No.
Really?
No,
I
I think
like
Italian
Dragon.
Yu-Gi-Oh did show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it only got one
Change.
pages ago.
Yeah, in 2004, according to 2014, according to this.
2004, that's an early
That's
one.
when it came out. No, it came out in like 2002, I think. Pay 1,000 life points, send all cards. During the turn you activate its effect, no other card effects can be activated. It essentially basically says that you can't Yata on the same turn in which you blow up the field, which was the whole problem in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good shout.
Stratos, of course.
Of course, silently hoping
course.
We know
someday.
that, we know that Konami is violently allergic to Stratos.
Yeah. Elfidol Construct.
Of
because
course.
Elfidols are a fantastic
My
deck.
fucking boat needs to come
Just-
back.
Yeah, boat. Yeah. Like, you know what I want? I want my Charge of the Light Brigade at 3. I want it now.
Not with the new cards coming out.
I want
yeah,
it now.
true.
If you'd have told me,
Please.
if you'd have talked to me about this a month ago, I would have wholeheartedly supported you.
I know, Jamie.
I really want Rota back at 3 so I can play all my terrible decks.
I
many
mean, yeah, it does. Rota being at 1 does hurt a lot of the innovative decks, like the fun decks, just by by the fact that warrior decks that Konami makes are just inherently unbalanced. Like there are too many warrior cards.
You know what I've always wanted back that I know is the worst card to bring back, but I've wanted for so long?
Vanity's Emptiness.
What? No! Pot of Avarice. I love that card so much.
Nah, I played with that card. That card needs
I
to stay
know,
dead.
but it's so good.
You know, I went to a those format events where you can either play Xyz, Synchro, Fusion.
Yeah.
I went to one of those events and I played against someone who'll know who I'm on about when they watch this video. And he played the Synchro deck. He played an Omega Hand Loop deck with this.
Oh, okay. We know
and
who
he
that
made
is.
3 copies of that. And
Can you
Omega
play
Hand
it?
Looped me for my entire hand, both game 1 and 2, without
Oh
fail.
my god.
Because Pot of Avarice is insane.
God, it's so fun though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great fun recharging your deck, but if we can appreciate the fact that in Mermail format, the fact that I was losing a game, I had no right winning my game, and the fact that
Yeah.
I can Avarice off the top of my deck and draw into Darkhole Diva to win the game, like,
Too good.
That sounds like a you problem.
yeah, that sounds like a big problem.
That sounds like whoever you were playing against.
Why is Dandelion still at 2? No, at 1, sorry. Why isn't it at 2
Yeah.
yet? I keep thinking
is
it's
it
at
at 1?
2. Yeah,
Oh,
everyone keeps thinking it's at 2. But
It's
it's
OCG.
not.
Mate,
I want Dragon Rulers.
Yeah, me too.
Such good tech cards.
Oh, I know why everyone thinks
No.
it's at 2, because there was a list that went around online. I think it was back when the OCG list, when we deviated from the OCG changes for the first time ever. Because remember, we had the same list as the OCG for ages. I think when we deviated, we didn't realize we were going to deviate, so everyone started testing the OCG list, as you do. And then a new list dropped, and I think no one's really shaken off the feeling of because I played plants, and I know I played double Dandelion, because I remember being upset that my Ultra and my Ulti didn't match. I know, first world problems, right? And I still remember that, so there must have been a time when I tested too.
I know, but I think it was really recently that we thought it went. I thought it was only literally a few months ago. I just started becoming convinced that it was at 2.
Maybe I'm going crazy.
didn't in the OCG
In the
Dandelion
OCG
get
it's at
to
2.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
went to 2.
I've just been. I think it's because I've just been waiting for it to go to 2 for so long. I love that card.
Yeah.
It went to
Root
2 on
versus
the ban
one
list
still.
before this one in the OCG.
Do you think Torrential Tribute could be at 2? What do you think? Anything would
Wait.
change?
Is it at 3 in the OCG? Because
God.
Also,
honestly-
Bottomless could definitely be at
Yeah,
2, or
Bottomless.
even
Oh,
3.
God, Claudia,
love it.
I accidentally clicked the Portuguese option, thinking it would show me a funny Portuguese ban list. What's the Portuguese for ban list? Tutorial Dame, Vacacial, Pendulo. Oh, I'm lost. Oh, I'm backing out. No, okay. Oh, back in safety.
what have you done?
All right, I think with
Well
that
done,
technological blunder, I think it's probably time that I bring this to a close, because we're at 38 minutes, so about 35 minutes after edits. Was there any
good.
closing thoughts or anything else I cut you off from before I...
Exeton Knight, bring it back.
I'm
No.
half and half on that. I feel like Exeton Knight could come back, but at the same time, I remember the crippling horror of that card coming down when you didn't have Black Horn of Heaven set and you were playing Gigia, and you literally wanted to actually just kill yourself.
Is there anything else? I feel like I'm forgetting something that I need to shout out. The fact that it isn't on the list.
I just had a round at 2014 Nats where I literally just wanted to shit
isn't
myself
on
to
the
death
list.
because of
Oh,
that
good,
card.
yeah.
Wasn't there anything to do with Paleozoics or something? Like,
Oh, yeah, totally. I really
Yeah,
need
totally
Totally
needed
awesome.
it.
totally to get hit. Yeah, there was Terratop, totally. I can't think what else. Yeah, those cards are. If they hit Terratop and they hit Dryden, I genuinely wouldn't have had a problem. Like, I would have felt like that was enough for now. Probably a non-popular opinion.
No, it's okay. I'm just going to your Facebook so I can just leave everyone with the comic about Totally Awesome. So if you guys did get this far, please do head on over to Rescue Cat Duelist artwork page. Give this comic a like, because it's pretty much a summary of how we feel about the limited and forbidden list. But with that being said, I think we'll bring this discussion to a close. Thank you so much, guys, for your input. I'll say it again just in case we don't enter into another 2-minute discussion. Any closing thoughts on the list? Are we overall happy with it? It was a pretty boring one. There were definitely a few changes that could have been made to make it a bit more jazzed up.
Considering we waited like 7 months.
Yeah.
7 months for this?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel. Either way, guys, thank you so much for being a wonderful panel. Thank you so much to the 3 people who are still here after approximately 38 minutes for watching. You've been a wonderful audience. I've been Jamie the Kid 00, joined by Rescue Cat Duelist, Boom Pregnant and Torjanp. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this, please feel free to drop a like down below. Leave a comment down below if you've got any feedback for how this went, and let us know your favourite changes and what you would have changed about the ban list. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the show, and otherwise share this with your friends if you think they would enjoy this content. I've been Jamie the Kid 00. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.